right, guys. So, sitting down here against one of the site's best players, charles39. Bit of a boss. He's good. Let's see my notes against him. Beast, 1000 NL. He sits all the stakes. I've played him 510. He always has it. At least it feels like it. I won't go through all the notes, but seems to be quite a good player. He's min-raising against me. Our last opponent was 3xing. Last opponent was another site boss, Mike F. Dem. Everyone wants to say it. Mike fucking McDermott. Mike McD from Rounders. Who knows if that's where it came from, but he was 3xing against me the whole time. So we'll see if it's the case here against Charles. He's min-raising, so if he min-raises, we're going to be playing a much wider range. Again, if the range tightens up, then if the range is min-raising, we're going to open up our calling range or our defend range. If he 2.5x, we kind of tighten up. If he 3x, then we tighten up a little bit more. But basically, if he min-raises the whole time, we're going to be playing like 90+% of our range. If he 2.5x, we're going to be playing almost 80% of our range, and against a 3x open, somewhere in the 60% range. So he's already adjusted. He's 2.5xing. 10-5 off. Gonna flat call here. We got a gutter ball and a heart. Not that it matters. We can never have aces, kings, queens, or jacks, or ace king, or ace jack suited because we never 3-bet, so we basically have nothing here. He has a massive range advantage. He can have all those hands we can't. Because if we did have them, would we just flat call? No, we would have raised, right? So, I'm gonna let this one go. But it says Charles on my side. Oh, a damn shame. We're gonna have to do some housekeeping here. That here. There, which means this goes here. And again, this is lifetime, I think. And don't know if that includes 6 max games. Just want this match. Gonna check it back here. About an ace or 10, I might check back. Does he ever bet a 3? I don't think so. Does he ever bluff here? I think some of the time. Well, once. I guess I could raise really, really big. Do I check back ace deuce, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5 for sure? Does he lead a 10 here ever? That's the $1,000,000 question. Probably not. Pocket vibes counterfeit. Are you going to continue with his 2.5x? He sure is. We're going to let this one go. Queen 9 is going to be an open. Ace Jack will be a 3. Alright, so when he snap calls, he never has aces, kings, queens, jacks, or 10s. Having ace jack, we block ace 10. 10 jack suited. Gonna take a stab at it here. We'll see bet. Not many 5s or 3s in his range. Might have spades. But we take it down. I'll let go of the 10-3. King 2, gonna defend for a 2.5x. I think I let it go against a 3x, but 2.5, sure. 9-4-4. You have the King of Diamonds. It's too relevant on this particular texture. He's betting 40% pot. So what floats here? We lose to, like, all pairs. We lose to, clearly, big pairs. What floats? Ace high and king high? I think I am going to float this one. This is a bad card for him. We would call with all of our 9s, all of our 4s. I check raise some 4s. I'll probably check raise more 4s and flat call with more 9s. This is a bad turn card for him. Now I'm going to polarize my hand here. Either I floated with an ace or I have a 9, right? So I'm going to bet bigger with 25, an overbet. Either we have a 9 or we're bluffing. I'm going to try and keep my timing roughly the same. Down to, like, pre-flop, maybe play a little faster. It's rude to play slow pre-flop. But every street, at least to, like, here or here. Those are kind of my two easy time decisions. If it's a really tough decision, more. But, I mean, not that timing tells are huge leak in my game. But, I mean, I want to be somewhat consistent. Again, King 2 can be a fold or a call. I mean, against 2.5x, I think it's a call. Very dry board. King 7 deuce rainbow. How many 2s or 7s are in our range? King, we block king queen. I like a check raise here more than anything on such a dry board because he's going to c-bet this with his whole range, right? So I do like a check raise and then surrender because there's not much I can do. What am I hoping for? Another 2 or a king? So I am going to check raise and then that's my play at the pot. Basically give it up if there's no king. Yeah, it's unfortunate. When he calls, he's always got a 7 or a or better. Check. Very, very weak. And he's good enough. Whether he has it or not, he's good enough to just recognize that check raise check. Check raise check. Unless you turn quads, you're pretty weak. Check raise check. The old 3-bet, eh? He doesn't 3-bet for 3.5x. He does the full 4x 3-bet. Stats. Misaligning everything. Alright, so we got the ace-5 suited. A lot of players, heads up, like to 3-bet ace-5. I like to 4-bet it, which means if they opened, I flat call. If they 3-bet, I really like to turn ace-5 into a 4-bet. Because it blocks one ace. It has good playability post. We can flop the nut flush. We can make a wheel. He just ships it. Like, instantly ships it. Our first 4-bet bluff instantly ships it. That's unfortunate. Maybe I should be only trying to 4-bet ace-5 offsuit. Okay, Charles, I just ran into the top part. I want to say part or percentage. Top part of your range or top percentage of your range. The very first 4-bet I do, you just insta ship it. 5-bet ship. Okay, Charles. All right, so maybe I won't 4-bet ace-5 on you. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll flat call all ace-2, ace-3, ace-4, ace-5 suited, and then I'll start 4-betting offsuit ace-4, ace-5 because it plays worse. Take a stab here. All sevens call. King high floats. Ace high floats. Does he ever just check call a jack quick? Don't think so. Targeting a 7 a lot of the time, but he's good enough to call with a 7. Let's be an ace high. Queen 10 will be a 3-bet. Three betting his 2.5x open. Get a call. Not a favorable flop. We're not too worried about 3s and 7s, but we are going to take a stab. There's literally no cards that can come that we're happy about, so we're just going to c-bet and then surrender. Well, we like jacks, apparently. So if he was on a flush draw or he called pocket jacks, maybe we'll shut it down. If he called with like ace 9, our hand looks very, very weak when we check on king. Unlikely that either of us has an ace now. It would be very unfortunate if he just wins with a 7. So I'm going to go ahead and bet here now. Neither of us have an ace unless he has like ace 2. All right, nice float. Nice float. He has the old nut flush draw and turn a king. I was hoping to bluff 7, pocket 9s, pocket 10s, pocket jacks. I'm never getting that hand to fold, so not too worried about it. There are a couple hands that call the flop bet and then surrender. That is definitely not one of them. We're never getting the old king ball to fold. But maybe 10s, maybe jacks, maybe, you know, a couple of their weaker hands. So gotta try. I tried. And it's kind of like we're repping our opponent's hand. Like, we're both happy the board paired. So, okay, neither of us has an ace. Do you have a king? So I was kind of like trying to play it like we had the king. That's what I was hoping for anyway. It's not pan out. All right, Charles. Snap, check back. All jacks bet for the most part. 8, 9 bets. Queen, 9 bets. King, queen bets. Weak 10s check back. All right, we're going to check. He would bet small with all weak 10s. I think. 5. Oh, these are off. Let's switch the... We got top pair. Gonna check it back. We have a set on this board because Bates, pocket 10, pocket king. Pre-flop. Gonna take a small stab at this, I think. Yeah. Big 3-bet. Gonna let it go. Defending the 10-7. We got backdoor. Perfect. Backdoor clubs. Backdoor straight draw. 1 over. 5, 6, 8, 6. I think I like an overbet here. Like, what doesn't bet? And into a bluff. Strength of aggression like we have 2 pair. Big 9. 20 draws. Do it with quite a bit of strength, quite a bit of bluff. So he's 3-betting fairly loose, but we're only 26 hands, so we'll see. And we dig it. 7, 8. Pretty sure I 3-bet 7, 8 offsuit against a 3x. Let's see. The ranges should shift, right? Depending on. I'll let this one go. Opening the Jack 9. Fantastic flop. 2 overs. 2 straight draws. And a flush draw. So any 6. Any 10. Any Jack. Heart. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm gonna bet bigger though on a wet board. Normally, yeah. If you have a hand on a wet board, bet bigger. Advocate. So the 9. Sorry. So now we have a good pair. The 9 is very crucial because he blocks combinations of 9, 10, right? So I'm gonna go bet. Puts a lot of pressure on an 8. I think he check raises a naked 6. We've got the 10 of clubs. Do I want to turn this hand into a bluff? I was gonna like, do I bet $2, $3, bet small, and then really jam the river? How do I get cute and tricky? I think I'm just gonna check it back. I never have showdown value with the jack. So I think I bet value like I have 6 or a 7. High. Okay, I got owned. I did not think a queen high call was coming. Maybe king high. Maybe a 4. Interesting. I thought it would be way too obvious if I bet really, really big or really, really small. So I thought, all right, I'll bet $6 like I have a 6 or a 7. Still got snap called by the queen high. That's Charles for you. Got a gutter, backdoor diamonds, and 1 over. Do I check raise this? We block 4-5. 4-5 is the absolute. I think I do want to bet here. Half pot. I mean, I'm not happy when I get all the big. Deuce, deuce, jack, rainbow. Way ahead, where he behind flop. He's taking his time here. This is a really tank. I hope he's taking that. He has action on other tables. I'm gonna bet a third of the pot. This with all jacks, 2s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, kings, and aces. Right? I would do it with every single pair that I had. All my bluffs. Maybe that's why it took so long. I got a fucking 2! I got a fucking 2! I'm gonna check raise! I'm gonna check raise that motherfucker! I got a fucking 2! No, maybe not. I don't know. Queen 8, gonna defend. We have an 8. How many bad players are out there that go, oh my god, that's such a great flop, I'm gonna check raise? Why would you check raise? Do you know how many people check raise this? They're like, I'm gonna check raise small. So you check raise big with all your other stuff, then you check raise small with this. When you check raise this flop, let's see, what do you lose to? Aces, kings, queens, jacks, tens, nines, set of 8s, set of 2s, set of 3s, ace 8, king 8. You lose to so many hands. It's a fucking terrible play to check raise a weak top pair and a super, super simple check call. So now I'm going to bet for value. He can check back a lot of aces. Ace 4, ace 6. But we're trying to get value from a 6. Non-believers, like a 3-5. Missed diamonds. King 2. So, like, he's giving me credit for being able to bluff really wide. This will be a 3-bet. About 18 if you $5. Makes it $5, right? Ace 5 is going to be an open. Another one of those flops. Should be many 2s or 6s in this range. He three bets his big aces, so we're going to bet really small, like less than a third of the pot, basically. I think you would check raise weak flush draws and call bigger flush draws. Yes, I'm recording. Are you off to bed? And we take it down. Whispers at the top of the stairs. It's about 10 o'clock here, Winnipeg time. Are you recording? Going to bed now. Okay, good night. I will. Alright, ace queen's gonna be an open. Are you recording? Yes, we're recording. How was your show? I think she watched New Amsterdam. Yeah. Another one of those way ahead or way behind flops. I'm still gonna bet. You know what? This time I'm gonna check it back. I'm so strong. Like he either has a 10 or 4 diamonds. I don't know. I'm gonna check it back. It's pretty easy check call here. There shouldn't be too many 4s or 3s in his range. I think he check raises 4-5. Check ranges. Check ranges. Check raise. Yeah, I'm gonna check call here. They have showdown value with a 3? Did you just literally bet a 3? Maybe I should have bet my hand. I wanted to show down this hand. Now I got what I want, and I'm second guessing it. Oh, God. He literally turned a 3 and bet. That's the life of Charles. Pretty sure that's what this... He always has it. He never bluffs. Look at that. Third line down. Move the shit, please. Always has it. So he literally always has it. Okay. Pretty sure I'm bluffing with my 7-3 suited and my super nitty 3-betting range. I mean, we're only 40 hands in, but gotta do it. His check calling range. This is such a huge part of his check calling range. Would I bet with aces, kings, or queens? Yes. And I would also check them sometimes. I think I'm going to check it back here. He literally had king 3. Turned it. Bet. Thank you. Maybe I should have bet the flop. Alright, we like 7s, 3s, and spades. Well, we tried, right? And I'll just turn the card we need, like Charles. Dead to 6 outs. Bink! Charles. Dead to 6 outs. Bink! I'm Charles. Ooh. Does life get spicier? What do you bet and then check with a 6? You have a 9. Ooh, my goodness. 7-3 is good, Charles? You gotta bet to win. Where's your heart? Wait, I only bet when I have it. 10-6. So you thought he had showdown value with a 6. That's why. Alright. I like a bet here. We still lose to jacks, but we need protection against a lot of the bigger hands. Charge some draws. Not many good turn cards, but we'll take it down. Gonna fold this one. It's nothing too super exciting so far. We've had a few 3-bet pots. Nothing major. Pretty standard stuff so far. Nothing great. I like a check raise on this flop. It's super dry. He's probably missed it. We missed it. But, I mean, there's a lot of good turn cards. A 10, spade, 5, an ace, a 6. That's not one of them. And, oh yeah, we didn't check raise. It's unfortunate. All right, Charles, you win this spot. Congratulations. 9-10 suited, gonna be an open on the old button. Jack-9 will be a defend. Interesting flop. We like 8s. We like 8s. How do I play this hand? Do I bet check? I like a check raise here, actually. I'm going to tank even longer. Actually, you know what? I'm going to bet small and then bet really big. Like, I've got a baby flush, and I want you to call, and then I'm going to bet really big. Changed my mind last minute. Thought about it, overthought about it. When in doubt, just bet. When in doubt, raise. Isn't that how it works? I don't know. Charles with the 3-bet. Gonna let this one go. My folded 3-bet's 80%, but it's literally 4 out of 5 hands because we've only played 51 hands. So I'm like, you're so nitty. You're so nitty. Your folded 3-bet's 80%. Given this particular 50 set of hands, yes. Given a better range of hands over a longer period of time, you're going to see some moves. You're going to see it average out. But I typically like to keep my 3-bet range in the 22% range-ish. This would be one of them. We're going to balance out right now. We got called. So we can still rep the aces. He never has queens or jacks because he would have 3-bet those pre, right? Ace queen off, he can definitely have. Ace jack off, he can definitely have. Great result, winning with 8 high. And I'm happy to win the pot there and not have to get there. Right? If you can win with 8 high, that's a good day. That is a good day, winning with 8 high. Yes, we had a smidge of equity. Most people just see, we got diamonds, we're playing for it all. You've got a draw. and lose to a pair of deuces at this point. When you can bet your equity and get them to fold high card, that's always a good day. Do we bet or not? And that's the question. Did he check back a jack twice? I feel like he bets all kings on the turn. He bets some jacks. What bets that misses? How many bluffs are here? I don't think there's many bluffs. Such a small pot. What bluff? What bluff do you have? You bet all jacks. King doesn't check twice. Queen 10, 9, 10. No, I just don't think there's very many bluffs here. Pocket 3 is going to be a flat call. Well, we didn't flop quads, but I guess this is like one of the second best flops, third best flops. Gotta be up there. Snap, check back. Doesn't even bet a third of the pot. Are you really, really strong or really, really whiffed? Why did you check back? Deuce, 10, deuce. Deuce, 10, deuce. You know what? Let's get out of line here. I haven't done this yet. A ridiculous raise. Charles. King 5. One king. I can never rep a 2? Wow. Like, wow. He's just absolute a non-believer. Very, very weird. Like, I can never check back a 2 and then check raise. I'm going to review that hand. That's so weird, man. Non-believer Charles. Non-believer Charles. A weak king. I guess you have to call with... What does he call with then? What, like only flushes? It's a paired board with a flush draw. He calls with the weakest of kings. And did he have the king of hearts too? I think he did, right? Like he had the king of hearts. I might be mistaken. I'll look it up. The king of hearts is bad for him to have in his hand too. If that was the case, because you want me to have the king of hearts trying to bluff with hearts. That makes sense? No, he had the king of diamonds. Still, a very, very weird hand, Charles. Charles just does not believe or like to fold. And it's not like I'm bluffing like crazy. King of diamonds, 6 of hearts. Oh, that's not it. King of spades. Sorry, the king of hearts was on the turns. So weird. They just does not believe. And of course, he just has to turn the king. You could just miss. You know, Charles, you could just give him the 5. Give him the 5. See if he makes the call with, like, the 5 on the turn, right? One time? I don't know. I feel like he runs well above average. I know that's bullshit, but the history I have with him, put a 5 on the turn one time. Let's just see that happen and then see how he plays. Yeah, we give Charles top pair. That's what we do. We give him the old toppest of top pairs. And he plays well that way. No shit. Give him airball, or middle card. I think we'd see a different game. Gonna bet big here. He never has aces, never has 10s. King of hearts, kind of wish it was in his hand because he'd float. But we block a lot too. 7s to a 2.5x. I think I'm gonna do the old 3 bet here. Sevens is strong enough. I think I flat twos through sixes. Sevens where I draw the line. Let's put some money in. Charles says no. Tens this time. All right. Opening the old 10-10. Very safe flop. Gonna bet bigger. I haven't had very many flops where I open with a strong hand and bet 75% pot. It has not happened yet. He check raises most of his flush draws. Gonna bet. Yeah. Not too worried about the flush. You floated with a queen and just binked it. I had queen 5, just like I had king 5. The life of Charles. A lot of backdoor potential. And do I bet or check? I bet big. We got 2 overs. We block 9-10. Got 2 overs to 7s and 3s. He shouldn't have too many 3s. If he has diamonds, if he has 8-9, if he has jack-9, I don't know. Kind of a weird spot. I don't like betting big, so I bet big. I think we got a 3-bet Charles again. And we take it down with the old 7-4 suited. Sorry, Charles. Has to be done. Just has to be done. Your fold to 3-bet increasing there, Charles. We've got the old zip and pip. I'm gonna check it back one time. I should probably c-bet this one, but gonna let it go. And fold. Deuces. The deuces never loses. Alright. You only flop a set 1 in 7.5 times. Is this the time? Let's find out. Bink! 1 in 7.5 times. On a queen 7 deuce. Do I want to check raise or check call? Pretty dry. Queen 7 deuce is not very connected. I think he's bet on the bigger side most of the time. He'd bet bigger if he needed protection, so I don't think he has a flush draw. I am just going to call. About the safest turn on the fucking planet. We are going to check one more time, like we have a week 7. Now when he bets big, we're going to check Rizzle. Check Rizzle. And big, too. Don't think he saw that coming. Pretty dry turn card. That's big. And we take it. It's really unfortunate. Charles, you got the old bet small, bet big with nothing, hoping I fold move. Why not have ace queen, Charles? Have ace queen, king queen. Well, then I wouldn't have bet half pot on the flop. I'd have bet bigger. So we got the old 2 pair here. I like a check call, check raise, safe turn. A lot of bad turns. A lot of bad turns. That's one of them, actually, because now Queen Jack's like, fuck yeah! We're like, fuck no! Talk about getting countered. You couldn't put like a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 9's not as great, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is like, a third of the deck. Super safe cards. Or a Jack 7. Nope. Anyway. Yeah. We're happy to win with the jack there, because, well, one of the worst turns possible, pretty much. Could have been the king of diamonds, I guess. Make it even worse. Ace 8 took a stab. Interesting, Charles. Interesting. Ace 3, 10. I don't know what I was thinking about there. Like, I could probably win with a $6 bet. And I pussied out and checked back, and now I... Alright. 7-3's been our hand. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. I feel a $2.25 bet coming. You guys feel that? It is. Actually, 2.5. $2.50 with a 5% pot. Good enough to take it down, Charles. I'm gonna have to 3-bet you again, Charles. I like 18. 18's my number. It's my jam. Good board coverage with the old 6-7. Good board coverage. Not many 2s and 3s in his range. Do I want to bet big? I think I want to bet small. Like a third of the pot. I had ace queen with the ace of clubs. I would do this. I'm not scared of a club. But I don't have ace queen with the clubs. I'm gonna do that with that. And I do with It's unfortunate. We tried. I would do that with ace queen with the queen with the ace clubs. So if I did have it there, an easy flat call, right? I guess that's the logic. All right, you win, Charles. You win, Charles. Charles Xavier. Just do an X-Men ref. Flat call. Interesting texture. We like 6s, I'll tell you that. I think we should check right now. Whole bunch of shit. I do like a check raise. My board. It's good to check raise when you get better to the nets. We get a little tiny itty bitty piece on this one. Do I bet small? I think check this. Now we get a piece and a gutter. Piece and a gutter ball. Do a check. I think I like a bet. 6 doesn't love his hand. Let's go, fuck it. I hope he went, fuck it with a 6. It's a reasonable starting hand. You know, above average. He'll probably fold, though. Remember our first 4-bet? We got jammed on? Why can't you 4-bet now, Charles? Oh, because I don't have it. I just don't have it, Trevor. Let's bet super small. Like a third of the pot on a deuce 6-6, as we would with a deuce, a 6, hearts, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, queens, and kings. So, now, I feel like another small bet is warranted. Half pot size bet. Call with a 2. It's a reasonable river, above average river. Now, I think I'm going to hit pot and try and bluff. Missed hearts. Thank you. Tell me you didn't have a 6 the whole time. If you had a 6 the whole time, like, get the fuck out. Life of Charles. Hashtag Life of Charles. Oh, you actually rivered the king. Life of Charles. Float 2 times with a king. Still get there. About time you start realizing it's not a good play and you get punished for it. Float 2 times, king high. You deserve to be punished, Charles. Alright. And I bet big, too, because I would do the exact same bet with Miss Hearts, right? Life of Charles. Who's up $10? We have ace 7, 10-4. Check out this bet. You can bet your whole range for 20% and expect to get check raised. Just wasted $2. I knew that was happening. I'm trying to see where the line. I guess that's the line. Right fucking there. All right, 10-6, defending. Checking it back. Letting the old. Queen 6 suited, gonna be defend. An above average flop. Have we check raised recently? I feel like we need to check Rizzle one time. If he has a bigger queen, that's just unfortunate. If he does, I'm not surprised. Hashtag Life of Charles. Although maybe that's pretty aggressive. I should be balancing my floats there because like queen, queen 2, I float a lot of 2s, 4s, 5s, ace, X. So I should be floating some trips, but I have to be check raising some trips too, right? So if I'm check raising some trips, then maybe I'm supposed to be check raising some pairs, check raising some of the deuces there. I feel like I haven't had his look at my folded 3-bet. It's fucking astronomical. And it's not that I'm that nitty, it's that I've literally had like the worst range for me to continue with against him. Normally I call a lot of hands. Fortunately, not those ones. We got blockers. About it. He should probe here. If I do a delayed c-bet, I'm gonna go check pot river. Or just show down my 5. 5's good. Thank you. I knew that ace high. Alright, I think I might wrap this one up here just because really going nowhere. Charles is really good, but it's kind of a dry match unless I want to go a little bit batshit crazy on him, but it's pretty standard stuff. Nothing too interesting recording-wise. Maybe the old 9-7 gets it done. 6-8 river. Not exactly. Check back, pocket 8s. C-bet the turn, I folded. Deuce 5. Here it is. This is the one, right? This is the one. So close. Not really. He seems to tank longer, though, when he does have a piece. You guys notice that? Sorry, I just, like, totally hit the mic. The old 5 high. So check, 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 check. Aces. I got aces. Alright, Charles, we 3-bet you, my friend. The old 18 ball like we always do. 4-bet. One interesting hand for the recording. One? Can it be one? Ooh. We have a 4-bet. How's this sizing? If I made it 20, 45 would be 2.5x. But he's made it fairly large. I think I'm just going to have to rip it here. He 4-bet folds. Well done, Charles. So my first 4-bet, you 5-bet jam. Your first 4-bet, I 5-bet jam. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, we're going to flat call here. We have a piece. Piece. The nice part about our hand, it blocks pocket queens. It blocks ace king. Still has aces. Always bets aces. Always bets sevens. But look at his bet size. Very small. Now we have 2 pair. Unlikely he bets. Now it's unlikely he has ace king. Unlikely he has ace king. 10-jack would have bet again. Hoping that I bet, right? That's my read. And we take it down. Well, now things are getting interesting. I was just about to call it. Maybe we'll do a 1-hour stream. Recording. It is 52 minutes long. Let's do an 8-minute recording. After all, we are $27 to the good here against the old charles39 on playnow.com, one of the site's best. This will be a 3-bet. King 10 suited, we 3-bet. King 10 off, we just flat. Easy check call ahead of us. A burp. Ooh. Be a beer. Who's having beer? Big bet. 75% C bet. We call. We call, Charles. You have 8-9, Queen 9, King Queen. You have Ace Jack, Pocket Queens. Where you at? Where you at? Very big. It's a very dry turn, Charles. You have Jack 2, 10, 4, and you're betting monstrous. Like, I have to have a huge piece. I just don't see what you bet without having an absolute nutted hand. I find it really weird that you bet so big on a dry board. I just don't think I can fold here. Put a 10. King Queen. And I have King. I know you have King Jack. I was going to say you bet big twice with Ace Jack. Can I get you? I honestly, guys, I thought about it and I should have tanked. I was literally going to check raise really big because I have the 10 blocker, so he never has 2 pair. He never has 10 jack. He never has a set of 10s. I block all of his huge flop strength. The best hand he can have is pocket jacks at that point. Aces, kings don't love their hand. It's hard for him to have kings when I have a king. And when I have king 10, the king blocks combinations of king queen. I was going to represent it. I just wasn't sure if I should lead enormous or check shove. I thought he was good enough to value bet one more time. Turns out he just shuts it down. What size do I go? Maybe I should review that hand. That was a really weird hand. King 10. Like, what do I review for? What do I lead for? Pot size bet, over bet, shove. Like, it's 60. I need him to, like, here's where I overbet though. I need him to, like, bet so I can shove. It doesn't make sense. It's a great check shove kind of card. Wow, he's just too good. He's just too good. I even bet small, like I have a 5, like I want to get called. But I got a flush, Trevor. I like for Charles. I have a flush. You never have a full house. Too good. Anyways, that brings us to 57 minutes of my shenanigans commentary. We're both losing. We're both losing to the rake at this point. I will go for 3 minutes longer and make this a 1-hour video. But yeah, nothing interesting. Nothing interesting at all. He just calls with a flush there when I overbet. I even have out. Bring another club, punch them up. Check the Jack High showdown. Need to bluff. Now I need to bluff. Nope, he just has a king. Life of Charles, ladies and gentlemen. There's a shitty bluff on my part, not gonna lie. I feel pretty bad. But, does he always have to have? Alright. I said I tried my first 4-bet bluff. I tried to bluff with the old ace-4 suited. Maybe I should be bluffing with the ace-5 offsuit, ace-4 offsuit. So I'm going to flat call ace-4 this time. This will probably be the final hand of the recording. Alright. E3. I like our hand. We can turn 5, club, and that's not one of them, unfortunately. So he c-bets, then checks. Why does he check? Because he... I would bet equity, I think. Club, 5. What 3-bets that misses? Ace-king, clearly. I need to, like, get ace-king to fold, or ace-10. Chop with ace-10 in this. Pocket 9. Nice hand, Charles. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it. We're at 59 minutes, so we'll do one more hand. Sit out Nick's big blind. I don't think he would have folded pocket 9. Just too damn sticky. Charles, you're sticky. There's the ace. Gonna go ahead and check it back. Would I check back top set? 100% I would. Would I check back a set of 10s? I'm quite certain I would. Would Charles... Great turn card for us. I think I'm going to check call. And the river's an ace. Interesting. So we beat the old king jack, king queen, all that bullshit. So I think it's an easy check call. We still lose to all tens. Sevens are good. All right. Okay, I'm gonna call it right there. GG. Guess not. I'm gonna call it at the big blind. He had the old king jack, like I said. All right. That's the end of this one.